All right, and 5, amplifying deception in a spiritually darkened world. Many teachings about the last days, like in 2 Timothy 3, verses 1 through 5, and Matthew's chapter 24, verses 4 through 5, 11, and verse 24, warn that deception will increase, and it often comes wrapped in the things humans naturally desire: love, security, affirmation. Essentially, counterfeit love is a very strategic tool because it looks like something good, but leads people away from the ultimate good, God Himself. The goal isn't just to tempt with sin, it's to erode trust in God's guidance and distort the believer's sense of what is truly life-giving. Amazing. Bittersweet, I should say. Let me not say amazing, because I ain't taking pride in it. Absolutely not. Now that was 4. 4 does have more in it, but it gets crazy here. It gets crazy because where 4 goes in after that, really this page just needs to be all bad by itself because, yeah. 4, that's that lucky number. Remember, the alarm clock went off at 4 and it said, give God, what did it say? Give grace, it says give God something and thanks. Give God praise and thanks, something at 4 o'clock every day. But that's page 4. And number 4 is the one that talks about the word subtly. And we had to get to, get to the bottom of that. So that's significant. But what's attached to this is actually dangerous. And it's about, literally it says, check the fruit of the relationship. Watch for flattery versus truth. Observe boundary. No, this is sick. I'm not a scientist. And I don't need to be forcing myself to be a relationship scientist. So, a chemist between humanology. That's weird. It almost sounds like you're trying to be God. I'm good. Let's just on to the next, number 5. Now, guess what? Number 5 is even worse. It's a practical checklist to use in real life to immediately recognize when someone is offering counterfeit love versus godly love. Now, here's the unfortunate thing about this piece of paper right here. This is not based on all relationships, all, partnerships, all business-ships. This is obviously based off of relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, that type of deal. So I'm not going to give this a time of day either, at least not right now. Maybe in the next life, somebody else can use it if it doesn't burn in a fire. But this isn't my focus. I don't need to focus on this, especially because I start my classes next month. So, no. Well, technically 2 months because it's not May yet, but I start my classes in June. That's the last thing I need to be trying to do is write a relationship book, study that, and study for my classes. I'm already slow as it is, so. Well, I'm not slow, but I'm not all that fast anymore. So that's too much to try to cram. No, ma'am. Thank you, Sam. Then we have thing 6. What is this one? This one probably ain't no good either for now. Yep, this ain't no good either. I mean, it's not too bad. It talks about anxious attachment styles. But I mean, I won't say I'm past that. I'm not bigger than the program. But it says right here, number 1, figuring out your pattern. That's a no-no. I don't need to figure out no pattern right now. I don't even have a pattern. I don't even have a man. I barely even have a passion. I got a passion for Christ, but that's because I felt like I didn't, have anything up there in my brain. So I probably shouldn't be trying to be a relationship coach. Yeah. Nope. That's dead. Then this one says, oh, yep, this one's no good either. Can be deceiving. It's talking about aligned long-term behavior patterns, consistency, in obviously relationships. And I can barely even read that, so. I see something about a narcissist, all that other stuff. I don't need to be focused on that stuff right now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Thing 7. 7. What a significant number. Oh, wow. This is thing 7, and this was printed out April 7th. I don't be lying. Thing 7, that's a 7. It's just backwards. April 7. It's backwards because because I got the front camera on. So it says you're feeling that something is off. Spiritual emotional alarm. Often signals that you have moved from cooperating with God to trying to be God in order. Oh, God in other people's lives. This creates an unsustainable weight that will eventually exhaust you mentally and physically. Perfect. Yeah. Now this is where we can go a little bit deeper into one, guarding your mind from self-deception. And then there's some verses. 2, take the trap. Oh, 2, the trap of the savior complex. Feeling like you are personally responsible for everyone's journey toward Christ is a burden God never asked you to carry. 3, setting boundaries is godly. Jesus himself set boundaries. He often withdrew from the crowds to be alone and pray. And he was selective about who he entrusted himself to. 4, restoring your frequency. What to do if you feel off spiritually and emotionally. And that one is what we'll get into next and last. Because remember I said there's 7. Well, we just got through all 7. So we will come back and get on top of that next. Now, number 4, I'm going to keep this out and close to me for a while so that I can just remind myself of what this word subtly means. Now, I do need to read the verse of the day. So we're going to keep these 2 pages out. And then these can be put up. They're done. And if anything, they can be used later in life if I ever, get there. But till then, or later in life, if I have the time and God gives me the mental capacity, to even juggle that kinds of stuff. But right now, I need to be working on my myself, aspects and dynamics and scale, and then in relationship with myself and with my daughter. That's my biggest thing I need to worry about, because like I said, that also comes up. Now that's coming up this month. School's 2 months, but my first court hearing will be May 21st. So, and that's not something I'm going to just want to cram in because, I didn't realize last minute, that I was focused on the wrong thing still. So we will not be wasting time to do that. What was the verse? Oh, yeah, I wrote it down. Sorry, I forgot. I wrote it on my wrist. So I was trying to figure out where. Okay. What was it? Romans chapter 3. So this is the verse of the day. I get this from the Holy Bible app. I know a lot of people like to use the devotional app. I don't mind using that app. It just has a lot in it. So I don't really be remembering. Like, not remembering, but it just be, I'll be in there feeling like I ain't doing enough because I ain't gotten to everything. It's so much in the devotional app. But the Holy Bible app, it has your daily verses and then a little bit of other stuff, but it's not like putting the pressure on you and you can't keep up and now your checklist is getting, haywire. Like, no. Your biblical checklist. Oh, and it gives you a widget that shows you the daily verse. So it says 3:23. So we're at Romans chapter 3, verse 23. And it says, since all have sinned and come short of earning God's praise, by God's grace, without earning it, all are granted the status of being considered righteous before him through the act redeeming us from our enslavement to sin that was accomplished by the Messiah, Yeshua. God put Yeshua forward as the sacrifice for sin through his faithfulness in respect to his bloody sacrificial death. This vindicated God's righteousness because in his forbearance he had passed over with neither punishment nor remission the sins people have committed in the past, and it vindicates his righteousness in the present age by showing that he is righteous himself and is also the one who makes people righteous on the ground of Yeshua's faithfulness. So what room is left for boasting? None at all. And it says, what kind of word excludes it? So what kind of word excludes boasting? One that has to do with legalistic observance of rules? Question mark. No, rather a Torah that has to do with trusting. Therefore, we hold the view that a person comes to be considered righteous by God on the ground of trusting, which has nothing to do with legalistic observance of Torah commands. Or is God the God of the Jews only? Isn't he also